Do you guys remember this?
All right, let's see. Lead attorney. Breaking, she lied for years. Now Karine Jean-Pierre exposes Democrats. Okay.
This lady, this Karine Jean-Pierre, she was the former White House press secretary under Joe Biden. Now, she was the poster child for inclusivity and DEI. She was the first black woman and first openly LGBTQ plus person to hold the White House press secretary position. Well,
Yes.
she's jumping ship. She's leaving the Democratic Party behind. These Democrats are so mad at her. Now you ask why? Well, she's writing a
it's because she made that book,
exposing
right?
the Democratic Party.
Hi, I'm Karine Jean-Pierre.
Yeah, it's because she made the book.
New book that's coming out this fall called
Yeah, everyone's getting
Independent.
mad at her
it's coming
because
out
she
on
did
October
this.
21st, so please do grab it. And the reason I wrote this book, coming out of the White House,
Yeah, basically,
serving as White House
she's
press secretary was
calling
an
out
honor
Joe Biden
and
in the book a
privilege.
little
But
bit.
since I have left, the people that come up to me, strangers that come up to me just across the country as I'm traveling, and sometimes right in my neighborhood, at a grocery store, supermarket, airport, my daughter's school, the number one question they ask me is, Karine, how do we get out of this? How do we protect our democracy?
Oh,
how do we
God.
protect vulnerable communities among us?
How do we
What
protect our
do
democracy?
next?
Fucking
Because we
shut
don't have
the
answers
fuck
here.
up.
That's what they ask me.
Jesus
And
Christ.
this is my answer. And what I mean by that is, in an era of misinformation, disinformation, the regressiveness of social
Don't even
policy, what we're
start
seeing
that shit.
currently right
Because during your guys' time, you had that fucking disinformation, misinformation, dumb bitch singing those dumb fucking songs. Maybe you should get that bitch a ukulele too. Fucking
now,
cunt.
what I have decided to do, and I really have thought long
Fuck
and hard
you.
about this, is
Fucking
to follow
government
my
shill.
own compass. And that's what I've done. And that's what this book does. And here's the truth. And here's how I will lay it out to you. I think we need to stop thinking in boxes and think outside of our boxes.
Okay.
And not be
I'm
so
thinking
partisan.
outside.
And
I
the
thought you
way
were
that
supposed to
see
think
moving
outside of
forward in
boxes
this
all the
space
fucking
that we're
time.
in right now is, if you are willing to stand side by side with me, regardless
No,
of
I don't want to
who
stand
I
side by
identify
side with you.
politically,
You're a fucking sinking ship.
and as
Get the
long
fuck
as
out of
you
here.
respect
I'm
the
out.
community that I belong to and vulnerable communities that I respect, I will be there with you. I will move forward with you.
I mean, let's be honest. She's trying to get paid. Now,
Yeah,
there's
she
nothing
is trying
wrong
to get
with
paid.
making money, but let's remember what her job was. She stood at that podium and dismissed every legitimate concern
Yeah,
that the nation
She
had
gave
about
out
Joe
a lot of
Biden's mental
misinformation,
fitness.
disinformation.
Is as sharp today as he
Right?
was.
We can
when
just
he took
chalk
this
it up to
job. I haven't
this.
seen any
Yeah.
slowdowns.
What I can say is this is a president who is strong and resolute in delivering for the American people. That's what I see.
So he's as sharp as ever.
He is as sharp as ever, as I have known him to be in my engagement and my experience with him.
Binder invented the word cheap fake. She told you there's
Yeah,
a video of Biden getting
yeah,
lost
they're
in
all
the
like,
Italian field was fake.
yeah, she made
Now
up
she's
the
saying,
cheap
yeah,
fake
my
term
White
or
House was
whatever
broken and I'm
instead of
switching
deep
parties.
fake.
Hopefully she can write better than she talks, because DEI Tapper sounds a lot like Mamala.
You remember how she disrespected reporters, lectured them. She was basically lying to our face about
Correct.
Joe Biden's health. But
She was
now that
lying
her
a lot of
paychecks
shit.
have
She was
stopped
lying
from
about
the
a lot of
Democratic
shit.
Party, she's leaving the party itself and writing a novel
Bona fide
on how
bullshitter.
much chaos there was behind the scenes and how Biden was not, in fact, fit to serve. This is why hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people are fleeing from the Democratic Party. They are more unpopular today than any point in decades. They hire these DEI personalities and then can't depend on these DEIs to not expose their lies.
Former Biden White House official.
Well, I
says
mean, it's
she
because
was
they
the public
fucking
face
self-report
telling us all along
themselves every
that this White House
time.
was on track and that Biden was amazing. And now she doesn't even want to be a Democrat. Here's what CNN said about DEI Tapper.
What
Like, they
bothers me
don't
about
know how to
this, and I was
self-report
making some
themselves.
phone calls before this to a number of former Biden administration officials and people in the White House, where they were saying This is just all an attempt to sell books. And that is what the general consensus is right now in the Democratic
I'm
Party.
sorry, I
Now,
had to
let's
throw
pause
this
for a
up.
quick word from our sponsor, American Financing. We're all feeling it. Costs are rising on everything: gas, groceries, home repairs. And if you're a homeowner yourself, you've probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off this credit card debt? But then you second guess yourself because of that low mortgage rate you currently have.
No.
Now listen, that low rate, it is not saving you if you're drowning in credit card interest at 25% or more. That's the math that no one wants to face. It's costing you thousands. Here's the truth. If you're making minimum payments, that debt will follow you for years. That's why people are calling American Financing, because they are saving customers an average of $800 a month by using their equity to finally break free from their credit card debt. You owe it to your family to see what's possible. No upfront fees, no pressure. It costs you nothing to find out what you could save every month. And if you start today, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing today. 866-891-7332. That's 866-891-7332. AmericanFinancing.net/lead attorney. Now, let's get back to this Karine exposing the Dems. They say one thing today, then another thing tomorrow, and then throw the whole party up under the bus when it's time to cash out. That's what Karen was doing, defending Biden until he no longer served her, and then sold him out for book royalties. Her book is actually titled
Well, I mean, that's what
Independent,
Jake
a
Tapper
look
did too,
inside
right?
a
When he made
broken
his
White
book,
House. But
fucking
that's the
threw
same
Biden
White
under the
House that
bus
she
as well.
defended against the American people.
So you heard there from Karine Jean-Pierre. She
It's
said,
just like, see?
until January 20th, I was responsible for speaking on behalf of the President of the United States. She said at noon on that day, I became a private citizen who, like all Americans and many of our allies around the world, had to contend with what was to come next for our country. And you see there the book jacket, the title, Independent, a look inside a broken White House, outside the party lines. So it's on sale starting October the 21st. Many online are
I
questioning
wonder who the publisher is.
why the former key messenger of the Democratic Party, of the
Is
Democratic
it by one of
president
those
at the time, Joe Biden, leaving
conglomerates
the very party
that
she was messaging for and
hold all
registering
the
now
pieces?
as an independent.
I mean, this is so crazy. Do you remember when Biden had that terrible debate with Trump?
Child care,
Oh, yeah.
elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with
the COVID.
dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Well, in her book, Karine is telling on the
Medicare.
Democrats how
finally got
behind
the
closed
Medicare
doors they
after
were
that.
ruthlessly pressuring Biden to step aside. But what was she herself doing at the exact same time? She was looking straight at the camera and insisting that Biden
was
perfectly
okay,
fine.
yeah.
He is as sharp as ever.
Yeah,
He's
a sharp little firecracker,
Does
isn't
the president
he?
have the stamina physically and mentally, do you think,
He's got
to
that. He's got
continue
that.
on even after
He's so
2024?
sprightly,
gosh,
you know.
he's the president of the United States.
He can
And,
he can throw punches like no
I
other.
can't even keep up with him. There's been no cover up. Want to be very clear about that.
No cover up. But
Have you
now,
seen him
trying
move?
To
Oh
cash
my
in on her
goodness!
time at the
Look
podium,
at him on the bike.
KJP claims to have had an epiphany of sorts.
Does she even recognize that she's telling on herself? Or does
Oh,
she
yeah.
simply
I
not
mean, yeah,
care
I
because
mean,
all of these DEI
Yeah.
people
All of these
are
people have
losing their jobs
self-reported,
and they have to get
right?
money the best way
AOC
that they know
self-reported
how.
herself
I mean,
when she was all
honestly,
like,
she's
"Oh
like
yeah,
Letitia James at this
I
point.
just
She's
vote
got a
the other
mortgage
way
and
when
she's
Trump
gonna
votes a
lie
certain
and
way."
defraud to get
That's
the
just
money
like,
by
oh
any
okay.
means necessary.
Well, we get it now.
My response is it's baseless. The allegations
Oh yeah,
are baseless.
Letitia James.
so baseless.
And now the Democrats are so
Fannie
mad at
Willis.
her for this betrayal. But
Yeah.
this is like that
Tiffany
movie
Hedger.
Inception, because her betrayal lies in exposing the betrayal of the Democratic Party, declaring to the nation over and over again that our president was fit to lead this nation.
Is anyone in the White House hiding information about the president's health or his ability to do the job day to day?
Absolutely not. What we have provided has been very transparent.
Does President Biden, at 81 years old, have Alzheimer's, any form of dementia, or degenerative illness that would cause these sorts of lapses? And it's a yes or no question.
It's a no.
There are growing calls
It's
from
a no.
Democrats, including members of Congress, for the president to step aside for the 2024
It's all
election
fake.
because he's not capable
But he
of
had
serving another
cancer.
4 years. what is his
What
response?
does the cancer
He
do to
knows
him?
how to do the job, not because he says it, because his record proves it.
In reality, he just wasn't. Now, they could have just said that, said his health isn't great. I'll be honest with you. My health isn't great either. Just admit it. Just say it. Accept the fact and then get someone in who can do the job. But that's the last thing that the Democratic Party wanted, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's right. The reason why he said the thing he just said was because he just recently was diagnosed with cancer. So yeah.
They just wanted to continue the show. What do you think about this? For my audience that leans Democratic, are you angry with Karine for exposing how the Democrats lied to prop up Joe Biden? Do you think she should have continued the charade? And how is it possible for us citizens to get real information? Elon Musk is saying that there's a lot of rhinos out there clogging up the system. What do you think the answer is? Put your comments below.
I mean, when you have people like, when you had people like, John McCain and Mitt Romney at one point, yeah, there's going to be some of those, right? Mitch McConnell, right? Some of these guys, they're not voting for you, right? They're voting for the Democratic Party, right? They're shady as fuck. They don't preach what they actually, say. But yeah, fucking. Well, I mean, at one point, it was the Republicans that were at the forefront of fucking up. Now it's the Now it's the reverse. Now the Democrats are fucking up a lot, because they can't just move away from the illegal immigration, the constant berating of the whole Medicare system or talking about the Medicaid, Social Security, Medicare system stuff. Border stuff. Apparently they haven't brought abortion back for some reason. They did when the whole shit hit the fence with Roe v. Wade. Ever since that stuff died down, they don't bring it up ever again. I mean, they might bring it back during the midterms, right? Which are coming up. But yeah, until then, they're probably not going to bring it up. They seem to be strategically waiting for certain things, right? As it goes. But yeah, there you go. The lead attorney.